do you think that we can reshape our relationship with discipline so it feels more empowering rather than restrictive?
I absolutely do. And I'm glad you're putting it that way. I'm always wondering about the people who are saying, like, you should go take this cold showers so you're more disciplined. I mean, I'm like, okay, has life been so easy for you that you need to manufacture suffering in order to, like, I think anyone who's ever, dealt with a serious illness or had family members going through something terrible, or, people who have done work that involves, being in uncomfortable situations or anything like that. It's like, you don't have to manufacture like this. You've gone through this. And so I find that a little bit strange. Those things that people are talking about, or waking up at like 3 a.m. It's like, okay.
Have you seen the video that's been like super viral lately?
No.
There's this guy on Twitter who's like posted a video, and it's him waking up at like 2 a.m, and he starts his day by like filling up a bowl of water with ice and like using bottled water, puts his face in it, and then he like opens up a banana, rubs his face with the banana, goes out on the porch and breathes. It's like 3 a.m. I'm just is this, there's no way this is for real.
Yeah,
like, this is
probably like
real.
Just tweaking all of us who are, into those sorts of morning routine concepts. Which I will mock too. I mean, I've written a ton of those stories, and I also would like mock myself for doing it sometimes. And I don't wake up that early, but it's because I think you have to decide, like, what do you want to have in your life? Where can these things fit? Now, there are a great many people, like if you have a job that has an hour-long commute and, you want to see your family when you get home from it, the only time a lot of that stuff will fit is 5 a.m. in the morning. And so then you have to decide, like, is that worth it to me to do? But if your life doesn't look like that, and, mine doesn't, then you do stuff at other times. I run in the afternoon if I'm going to go for a run. I don't need to wake up at 5 a.m. to do it. But you said discipline. I think it's more about... I mean, the root of it being like disciple, right? And you are following a path. And a path doesn't have to be, somebody like, beating you with a stick to get you to go on it. It's that you're choosing this path, right? The following this path. And I think, the more we can embrace that idea is that I'm doing this for myself and doing this to become the kind of person I want to be. The more it sounds appealing, as opposed to, something I'm doing to punish myself. And I also really do suggest that people can do a lot in the long haul, even by doing just a little bit at a time. So, if you, because people who think that they aren't disciplined and can't develop good habits or anything like this, that I can't keep habits, I can't keep resolutions if I do. People who say that have probably managed to brush their teeth the vast majority of days, right? Like they get up and brush their teeth in the morning and probably do it before they go to bed. And it's not that, they have ironclad discipline, which is making them brush their teeth every day. It's just that it's not a very difficult habit, and it doesn't take that long. And you make it happen even when you're traveling. Like, you take your toothbrush with you. Like, this is not, we don't need to overthink it. And so especially if you can come up with habits that are moving you toward your long-term goals, but are very easy and small, as long as you stick with them, you will get somewhere. And so anything big that you want to do, you want to write a book, like, well, you could try to do it in a week, but that probably won't work. However, you could also try to write 250 words a day. And if you are writing 250 words a day for a year, you will have a book.
100%.
100%.
Man. So let's say, for example, like I wanted to write a book, right? And I want to write this book, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to go after writing this book. I'm going to write 250 words every 3 times a week. And I'm doing this, and I realize how much I don't enjoy it. Is that me realizing that I actually don't have a desire to actually write a book?
Yep. I will say that. Yeah. I mean, I'm not saying that you couldn't change your incentives at some point. Because people do things for all kinds of reasons. Most people show up at work 240 times a year, whether they really deeply desire it or not. But, there are other incentives, and we want to feed our families. But with things that are not required, you don't have to do them.
Oh, my God, please say that again.
Yeah, we just blow our minds here.
Yeah.
Because it may be that there are other ways. Like maybe you have a message you want to share with people.
Yeah.
Like, okay, some people share that message by writing a book. Other people do it by doing a series of videos. Other people would do it by giving a speech in lots of different places. Other people would do it, in short newsletter forms somewhere. There's lots of ways to share an idea, and it doesn't have to all come packaged in a 60,000 word, bound version of it. So, and then who knows, like maybe you write 100 newsletters on a topic because it's so exciting to you, and then at the end you just like paste them all together. Like there's the book, right? So 100%. It could work that way too.
Yeah, because I think when trying to understand it being empowering versus restrictive, I think that's so subjective based on what you're trying to do. And I think you said something beautiful, honestly, when it comes to if you want to try something one way, it's always us trying to express ourselves. There's a lot of different ways to express ourselves. So if 250 words 3 times a week isn't doing it for you, it doesn't mean you don't want to get the message out. You probably just don't want to write a book. So try doing it in a video format or a podcast format, or even just writing to yourself. You know what I mean? Like when I got into this creative space, I had to really figure out what it is that I was trying to share, because I had a lot to share. And there were some formats that just didn't work for me. And originally I was like, well, I guess I don't really have anything to say, or I guess I don't really care. But that feeling never left me. And once I understood that I can express it or say it or communicate it in a different way, I just realized that there was a way to be empowered. And through empowerment, I think discipline almost isn't really I guess the way that discipline is portrayed in society today, that feeling goes away, because now it's like that old saying is like, you want to have a job that doesn't feel like work. I think that it's the same thing with discipline for yourself. It's like you want to be doing things that doesn't feel like it's a task, or you just don't enjoy it. Yeah.
And I love writing. I mean, so for me, like saying write 250 words a day, I'm like, is that all? Like, can I do more? Would that be okay? And so, but if you don't feel that way, then it's entirely different. It's not that I'm more disciplined than anyone else about writing books. It's that I love to write. There's plenty of other things I have zero desire to do whatsoever.